Right. So that 75, we've been following it for the past days, if not weeks. So starting from the daily, if you were watching the previous analysis videos, you realize that for the VIX 75, we have right. So on the daily, we spoke which the market failed to break here. Then the market began to create high highs, high lows, high highs. Then now we broke below and we are maybe to test this previous higher low area, maybe somewhere there. If it breaks there, maybe to come back and test the demand zone at the bottom there. That's candle. Then right now this candle, I'm expecting a continuation. So if you scale down the lower time frame, you can actually see it more clear. If you scale down to 4-hour time frame, for example, you realize that this was the area of the zone support, broken, went above, broken, broke, or retest. This is what you wanted, of which it didn't happen. And if you actually check, we actually created a level of support here, of which the market is. Once it breaks this level, I'm expecting an impulse move to the downside. So this impulse move that happened before the market came inside this triangle. So before the market came inside this triangle, we had an impulse. So the same thing after we go outside the triangle, I'm expecting an impulse. Going down to 1-hour time frame, you realize that already the break and the retest of that other mini support case is actually much more clearer there. This level here, support, respected, broke, retested. We actually entered sales upon the retest here, and also upon here, we actually are in sales. First target is this zone. Once we break, impulse move to the downside. An impulse move, that is why we came inside this triangle. So that is what I'm expecting once we break this level here. So that is it for volatility 75. Even if you apply your EMAs, you can see already the 50 EMA and also the 200 points to show that we are actually in the right direction. Even if you apply your Fibonacci, you realize that according to Fibonacci, the market pulled back into the 50%. 50%, that's where we entered other sales. So right now I'm expecting a push towards the negative 27%. Once we break the negative 27%, I'm actually expecting a very, very serious impulse move to the downside. A very, very serious impulse move to the downside. So volatility 75, that is the analysis. Let's go forward and do a rundown on the crash and bounce. Crash 500, we are still having the same bias that we've been having. We broke out of a major downtrend, so right now we are most probably in an uptrend. As you can see with this upward channel as well that the market was following, market broke below it. If you check here, broke below the first time, didn't retest, broke again here, retested. So right now it's simply a continuation. The same thing that we are talking about on VIX, whereby anything on crash 500, broke below, retested. So right now continuing. First target, I'm looking forward to this zone. Once we break that zone, I'm looking forward all the way to the next zone there. That is it for crash 500. So for an entry, one can go and look for a zone either on the 4-hour, 1 hour, and look for a zone for an entry. 4-hour, 1 hour, 30 minutes, one can actually get a good entry point. So if you check 4-hour, we dropped. After the drop, we formed something like consolidation. That was a consolidation. So after every consolidation, I always expect a pullback back into the consolidation zone. So here right now, so far right now, what we are looking at for crash 500 is a pullback, just a small pullback into the consolidation area, something like this, pullback, then we go. That is what I'm looking forward to. So wait for the pullback 1 point, then we go all the way to the downside for crash 500. So let's go to boom 500. Right, boom 500 with this trend line. Remember the trend line that we had, that we're saying once that trend line is broken, this was the trend line, broken, retested, and continued going. Also left bottom, right bottom, double bottom. After establishing that double bottom, there's also another counter trend line that one can actually use for entries, which was this trend line. Counter, broke, came back to retest. That was a very beautiful entry point for buys. Came back to retest, broke this high, retested it as well. That was also another entry. Right now we are on this other high. So right now what I'm anticipating is a pullback into that high, then a continuation. Because my main major target is still not yet reached, which is this level there at the top. So right now I'm expecting a pullback into this support, then we go all the way to the upside. If it doesn't go all the way up there, it can come maybe to this zone, because there on that other zone we actually have an order block or a demand zone here. So there, if it comes and rejects, we'll buy all the way up. There, if it comes and rejects, we'll buy all the way up. That is it for boom 500. Right. Volatility 100, volatility 100, my current lookout right now. Volatility 100, my current lookout right now is market. It's still not yet. We can't say we have enough confirmations to say we are now in a what? In an uptrend, right? We can't say we now have enough confirmations to accept that we are now in a not an uptrend. So this is the 4-hour time frame. We can actually draw a counter trend line that I can use. That will help me to fully judge if we have a trend line. Once we break above it, retest this zone, I can actually be assured that most probably right now we are now in a bullish market. So this counter trend line can help one for entries on boom 1000. No need to complicate things. But one can actually use that simple setup for boom 1000. One can actually utilize that simple setup. Break and retest to jump in. Then we go all the way to the upside.